Gosh, this is so hard pala. Usually it's Kirsten doing this for me. Since she's not here, I need to make sure that this phone is connected to my camera so that I know whether or not I'm on focus and I know whether or not I still have battery on my camera. Okay, so let's go. Let's begin. Honestly, I don't even know where to start. We've been in our house since March 9th. That's about 102 days. I've been off social media for around 3 months now. I just want to set the record, guys. I'm not hiding. I'm not silent because I'm trying to brush off my problems and sweep things under the rug. That's not the case. But instead, I just want you guys to know that I am naman using this time to really reflect on my past actions, my words, things that I've done, and I'm really using this time to really work on myself. You can't do things and work on yourself if it's so noisy outside, right? So I just really needed to tune in and just shut out everything else so that I can focus talaga. But on the side, I make time naman to also try to help other people behind the scenes. I'm back online really just because I want to be able to talk to you, and I also want to be able to move on to the next chapter of my life. And I can't do that if I don't resolve the things that I've done and said. And I need to apologize to the people that I've hurt properly. I'm not the type to do notes. I do video, I talk, I share. I want you guys to see me physically and feel what I'm feeling. And I feel that this is the perfect time to do it. At the same time, I just want to give you guys, some sort of closure rin naman, no? I mean, not just for me, but for you guys also to know na I don't intend to hurt you or anyone. It was just one of those emotional outbursts which I could have but didn't control, and I will do an apology for that properly. And before I go on with my monologue, I just want to be very clear about what I'm going to do with this video. I want to set my intentions straight and clear. It has to be seamless because I don't want to leave any room for misunderstanding. I don't want anything that I say to be taken out of context, so I just want to do things properly. Mahirap na. One of the things that people need to realize is that things shouldn't be done instantly. A lot of the good things take time, especially apologies. You definitely can't do that in a day, right? So that's why I'm here now 3 months after, talking to you guys about the same topic because I'm stuck. But I've been working towards this. I've been working hard on myself and figuring things out, and that's why we're here. So today, I want to discuss with you guys my video and the parts, how I'm going to be chopping it up, because I feel that I want to give 110% for everything that I'm going to be talking about. So part 1 will be, I am going to address all my issues. I am going to apologize properly. And I just want to talk about that big elephant in the room, because anyone who knows me knows that I will never sweep anything under the rug. I will never not acknowledge my mistakes, and definitely I will always apologize for any wrongdoing properly and sincerely talaga, face to camera. Dami nyo eh. Okay? Part 2. So I want to talk about the things that I learned. And why? Because I feel that acknowledging and apologizing my mistakes is one thing, but I feel that what's important really also is learning from the mistakes that I've done, and through that, it pretty much guarantees me not doing it again, right? And I think it's very important that I share this with everyone, not just for me, but also for my children, let it serve as an example of what not to do. This is something that I don't want people to forget. The experience or the wrongdoing that I've done, I don't want them to really remember me as a bad person, but I want them to take in everything that I've done and see that as an example of what not to do. Let it serve as a reminder, not only to myself. I want to remember this all my life, and I probably will, because it has got to be the most painful experience that I've gone through and challenging. But in all honesty, and God works in mysterious ways talaga. This most painful experience has turned out to be, weirdly, a blessing, because it made me appreciate so many things, and it has become one of my greatest life lessons. You know, I'm just taking things as they come, and I don't know if I'll have the energy to do it today. I'll probably do it tomorrow or the day after. And hopefully, you know what, actually it might be a good idea if we involve, which I'm gonna have to ask if they're okay, maybe my kids, especially my eldest, because she was actually the one that was most affected. You know, she's not on social media so much, and she's such a good kid. She was really the one that was really hurt with all this, because hirap talaga, you know. With our relationship, she's actually more mature than me, so it's like the child schooling the mom. And she was the most affected because a lot of people were even messaging her. Labo. Basta, anyways, that's another thing. But I think we should discuss that later on for part 2. Part 3, I just want to share what I've been doing throughout quarantine. That part actually is very sensitive to me because I was having second thoughts about it, only because my life is so quiet right now. The last thing I need is to open myself up to criticism and whatever issues. But I think at the same time, because nga I was embroiled in this whole thing and it's part of this chapter of my life, I feel that I need to also put it out there. Just so you know and have that peace of mind, and I have that peace of mind so that I impart it to my kids and their kids later on down the line, that the story didn't end so bad after all, right? May pakinabang naman ako, may nagawa naman ako throughout this whole 102 days na naka-lockdown ako. This experience, my mistakes, is not gonna really define me, but I'm really using it to learn, to improve, to make myself be better, and, you know, do better and do more, help more. I would love to share it, and I hope you guys appreciate that too. And for the record, I'm sure my friends and my family know this, and I just want my online family and the people following or not following and are watching this now to know that I'm just very transparent. I just say things sometimes that I feel and at the time, and sometimes, well, this time in that case is just verbal diarrhea. It's a brain fart. It's my mouth was just literally faster than my brain, and my intentions weren't to hurt anyone, which it did, and that's what I'm gonna be really talking about. And I want you to know also that I'm not the type of person to just really post a note on Instagram and be happy with it. Okay, I think that at that time, when all that was all over the place, I did the best that I could do. And that's where we are now. At least now, I'm here in front of you bringing this back because I feel that you guys deserve more. I know I can give you more. And that's what I want to share with you guys throughout these videos. Of course, before my new beginnings, I need to close and figure out and fix all the chapters because I can move on to the next. So yes, thank you. I don't even know if I can film the first video today. This is taking really a lot for me. Oh, I'm gonna have to like really pray and meditate. Guys, for the record, I'm Catholic, ha? People were asking me if I'm Buddhist, if I'm whatever. Like, I'm not Buddhist or whatever. I'm Catholic, and, you know, actually, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, one shouldn't really think about a person's religion, but one's religion should be love. Okay, I'm talking. This is like going on a topic. I'm gonna eat, nourish my mind, body, and soul first, and figure out whether or not I'm going to continue my video. Oh, there's my husband. Hi, love. Maybe tomorrow na lang. I need to internalize everything eh. Okay. Okay. How do I close it? Okay, today is June 20, 2020. Apparently, I didn't have enough energy to film right after the intro. I just really needed to think things through because, you know, I'm bearing my soul here talking to you guys. For some people, you know, and maybe for a lot of people, you know, I'm just another girl who messed up, who did all this crazy things and went viral online. And that's it. She's canceled, she's whatever, and all these things. But guys, to me, this is my life. I only have one life to live, right? And you'd think that after 3 months, I could just turn the camera on and talk about the mess that I got myself into effortlessly. But you know what? It's not as easy as people think it is. And no matter how many times I replay that viral day in my head, it's difficult. It brings back so many emotions that I'm numb sometimes, in pain, and you know, I don't know. It's just weird. And most importantly, to be honest, the way I feel, it's painful. It's really painful to know that people's feelings were hurt because of me and because of my actions and my words, and I feel horrible. This video and this series is really taking a lot. Hence, I'm really taking my time. Like, I took my time off social media, and I'm still off social media, by the way. I'm just posting these because I need to just, you know, move forward. I'm stuck with this. I'm stuck carrying this. But yeah. So, okay, so last night, I prayed and I prayed. I pray naman every night, but you know, and I prayed the Serenity Prayer, which I highly recommend for everyone. It's great. I've been praying this since high school. And I slept on it. I woke up this morning, and you know what? I'm feeling it. I know today's the day. It's time for me to talk about my mistakes, acknowledge everything that I've done. It's time for me to apologize to the people that I've hurt. And it's also time for me to discuss, you know, a few stories that came out online on my digital footprint, which really affected me. And I think it's just right that I also come out and talk about it too, right? I mean, freedom of speech and self-expression. At this point, honestly, I've been through so much, and I'm so prepared to just roll with the punches. Love me or hate me, this is me. And it's exactly where I need to be. There are certain things that happen, and it's really the price I pay for the mistakes I make. And guys, papanindigan ko lahat naman. I mean, you know, I will take full accountability, and that's never been a question. And this is the way I live. I've been living my life, you know. This is just not now. I'm consistent. At least I'm very consistent. I'm consistent in making mistakes, but I'm also consistent with taking accountability. And people who know me know that I have no problems apologizing for the mistakes that I do, especially if I know what I did wrong. One thing that I did realize also is that it's really hard pala to carry on so much emotions and feelings, especially when you know that you've hurt a lot of people. You know, no matter how many times I try to justify it in my head, or tried to justify it in my head, that unintentional or intentional, the fact is that when you hurt someone, it doesn't matter. And that's something that I did. And I offended people, I hurt people, and I'm accountable for that. And oh my God, I'm so sorry talaga. So let's start. Before anything, I want to apologize for my first mistake. After all this, ang dahil ko nang nagawang mali, pero marami naman akong nagagawang pwede itama. My mistake number 1, first of all, is I realized that I actually need to apologize for my apology. Guys, oh my God. I'm so sorry for those apologies. Of course, I meant it, right? Of course, I didn't want to hurt anyone and all this. But to be honest, and I have to admit that during that time, I was on panic mode. Things happened so fast. I was in shock, and I just couldn't seem to wrap my head around what exactly was going on, why people were mad at me, what did I do? And the funny thing is, you know, I was attempting to do yoga class. At that time, I hated yoga, really. I didn't really do yoga because I found it boring. But then I was trying to do a yoga class with Alana, and then all of a sudden, my phone started going off on me. Like, I was getting messages, I was getting calls, and then all of a sudden, on my Instagram, DMs started popping up and all this, you know, from friends being like, Kat, oh my God, what's happening? People like getting mad, bashing me, making me mura. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? So instinctively, me, the way I am, is automatic. I just turn on my IG stories and start talking and you know, trying to explain myself without fully understanding what I did. I was just trying to like explain myself, which came off as obviously as a apology, non-apology, because I didn't know what I was apologizing for. Yeah, so that didn't turn out good. apology 1, fail. And then apology 2 came about because, you know, people started calling me and they're like, Kat, i-delete mo na yung video niyan kasi people are gonna grab that and take that against you naman. So you're better off just writing a note and posting it. I'm like, okay, I'll follow people's advice because at this point, like, I don't really trust myself, right? So I did that, and then, madami pa rin. So I was like, you know what? Never mind. Apology 2, IG notes 1, fail. So stressed. Danielle, my eldest daughter, comes up and starts saying, Mom, you know, I think I need to help you, you know, write a better apology. I'm like, Dan, I did 2 apologies already. You know, what else do you want me to do? And she's like, I don't think you got the point. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, you know, I wasn't the one that was violating. I wasn't cursing at the people commuting. I was cursing at the violators. And she's like, no, but Mom, you know, people are mad at you because they think that you're cursing at the less fortunate, and they were just trying to get it work. I was like, why? How do you know that they're trying to get it work? You know, I was really like defending myself, which was wrong. Okay, now I realized that she did have a point and she was right. Okay, Dan, I'll apologize to her publicly also for this. But yeah, at that time, that was my trail of thought and state of mind. It was really wrong. Honestly, I don't even know. You know, it was like one of those horror movies where you have all these voices in your head and people like screaming and saying things to you. You know, some people trying to help you, some people really cursing at you, some people wanting to kill you. Dude, I was getting death threats. Like, you know, these messages were like, where is this all coming from? People were mocking me, people were fighting me, people were... I didn't know what to do. Like, I was really shocked. So I didn't even sleep, you know, but I was on my bed and I didn't even move since that time. And I remember not sleeping, but I also don't remember what exactly I was doing. Parang so much in shock, but at the same time, parang numb na. Am I in a dream? No, I'm still awake. You know, what's happening? What did I do? There were just so many things going on in my head. I was a living dead, man. I was alive, but I was like inside dead. I'm not blaming anyone. This is all my doing, ha, guys. I'm just making cuento. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was feeling. I didn't know what to say. And then that morning, I had friends messaging me saying, Kat, I think you need to issue just another apology and then just let it go na after. You know, just get off social media first and don't read anything. Don't read any of the comments. Stop it na. So I did. I just wrote what I could at that time because, you know, I found out that, you know, people were messaging my daughter, bashing her, saying all these mean words, family members, even friends abroad. My friends here, they were you know, if people see me on a photo with them, people were tagging them and like saying, you know, why are they my friend? Unfollow me. I mean, like, what is that? People I work with, people who work for me. You know, it was just really all over the place. Apology 3, IG notes 2. Fail na naman. I wrote that in a state of panic. I mean, of course I meant that I didn't mean to hurt anyone and I didn't mean to offend anyone, and I know I was insensitive, and I also even thought that people were mad because I was cursing. And that's another thing. That's like so many layers na. There was just so many things going on. And so, I mean, I don't absolve myself from any liability and I take full accountability of my actions. But, you know, I have to admit that during that time, sobrang natataranta ako talaga. Like, you know, that's why I'm apologizing for my apologies because I could not fully absorb what was happening. Hindi ko pa na-internalize. Like, what did I do wrong? And I guess I misunderstood what I did wrong also. And I was apologizing for the wrong things, right? Guys, hindi ba obvious? I apologized 3 times. It just comes to show you that medyo hindi ko pa rin magets. Like, I really didn't know at that time what I did wrong. I was just really on panic mode. Hiyang-hiya talaga ako sa lahat ng tao, no? To set the record straight, it wasn't a brand thing, ha? Or a work thing. It was more of my relationships with people and names being dragged into this, and nakakahiya talaga kasi. Like, this is my mistake. I didn't think people naman would start attacking my daughter and attacking all these people and messaging even my friends abroad. Like, wow. Okay, so those apologies were apologies, but it wasn't my 110% because I didn't know what I did wrong. And I apologize for that, you know. And I realize now, I realize that when you do make an apology, you can't just do it instantly like that because that means nothing. I think apologies really need to take time. I think that apologies, and when you apologize, you really need to know what you did wrong. You need to internalize, you need to absorb everything. You need to know, eat, sleep, and breathe what mistake you did, and then release the word sorry. And I think when you release that word and say, I'm sorry, you need to also have a resolution. You know, you need to know, okay, I'm sorry for this. What am I gonna do after? Like, is there, you know, what are you gonna do to make it better? And one thing's for sure, I can guarantee you guys, this will never happen again. I will never apologize so abruptly without really, you know, thinking things through. I mean, an apology is just words. I think actions speak louder than those words, right? Lesson learned. And my apology to you guys. I'm so sorry for that note, guys. Notes aren't really me talaga. I don't just like type up a note and post that and expect that to be my apology. But I think at that time, you know, obviously anything else I would have said would have dug my grave deeper, diba? And I really needed to take this time to really internalize and think about what I did. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for apologizing so abruptly and apologizing without really fully understanding what I did wrong. I'm really sorry that I allowed my apology also to be misinterpreted in many ways. It's not an excuse, but I just really want to say that the fact that I wasn't at the proper frame of mind, my senses weren't all in check. You know, I haven't slept, you know, there's so many emotions going through, so it's kind of hard to really, you know, apologize. I mean, anyone imagine themselves in my shoes and try to like get their thoughts together when there's like hundreds of people trying to feed you all this information and throwing so much hate and bashing you, like, kind of hard to think, diba? Again, it's not an excuse because everyone's reaction was because of my action. And I take full accountability for that. And alam ko naman you know, people were also getting mad at me because of how I handled the situation and what I did. So, again, I have no one else to blame but myself. And I want that clear. Crystal clear. But yeah, I will really take time to really internalize everything before attempting to make any future apologies. Pero sana, ayoko na magkasala sa ibang tao. Mahirap, mabigat. Yeah, it's just really fully understanding what you did wrong. And I do clearly understand what I did wrong. I sincerely apologize for everything and I will make up for it. And I guarantee you, I've been making up for it. And I've been working every single day for this day. And I just really needed to go through this also. And in a weird way, I'm glad but not that it happened to me because it's humbling. You know, it brings back the more human side of me. And I guess everyone else for that matter, that you realize that no matter how hard you work, no matter what you do, at a snap of a finger, all of whatever it is you have there can be taken away from you. You feel like you hit rock bottom. Well, I kind of did actually. For a while, for mga 2 days. I had a pity party for like 2 days. I did not move from my bed. I did not pee. I did not stand up to drink water. I did not eat, nothing. Like, I actually appreciated this experience because it took me back to a level of self which I actually have forgotten. Forgotten what life is like offline. For this, I just wanna apologize for the mistake of apologizing without fully understanding what I was apologizing for. Hence, I apologized 3 times. At that time, hindi ko magets. So, I apologize for that. But now that I fully understand, I apologize again and at least I have a resolution. So yeah, okay. So that's mistake number 1. I think I need to take a break. Maybe meditate for a bit. Pray again, my serenity prayer, and maybe have some coffee. And I'll get back to you guys because the other one is also something very, very sensitive. Actually, it's the most sensitive out of all. So, I'll catch you later. Okay. Guys, I know naman the damage has been done. And I know that I can't take back my words. I realize the power of words, how it can actually make or break people, right? Unfortunately, I know that, and we all know that I can't change the past. And you know what? And I do know that after this, there will be people that still hate me, still will judge me, criticize me. And you know, that's okay. I'm gonna take it. Karma ko yun eh. Kagagawan ko yun, diba? Papanindigan ko talaga. I have to like just take it and suck it up. But, you know, I'm coming from a good place. I know that my intentions are good. I'm speaking to you from my heart. I'm coming from a position of love. And I know that the only way to really solve anything is to communicate. And I needed to be in a good place in order for me to talk to you properly. Apologize properly, acknowledge my mistakes properly. And this time around, I'm pretty sure that my messaging, my execution is pretty clear, right? I'm making sure that I don't leave any room for any misinterpretation and for things to be taken out of context. Before we move on to everything else, I hate to do this, but I have to play the video again, the press stuff that came out online. I mean, it's part of my digital footprint, right? I'm gonna have to live with this every day. My family, my kids, they're gonna have to see this forever. So, gotta suck it up and play it anyway. And, yeah. But also, mas nakakahiya talaga if I don't do anything about it, right? And if I'm not doing anything about it. So, without further ado, bust it out.
God, why don't you motherfuckers just stay at home? Stay at home. Don't you guys get it? Tigas ng ulo, this is exactly why they need the military. Because you fuckers won't stay at home. Guys, come on.
Oh my gosh, what the world was that? And what was I thinking? Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm really so sorry. I apologize for that. I don't know what came over me, and there's nothing that I can say that can ever justify me doing that and making that seem right. And especially now that I've had so much time to like really reflect on everything that I've done, dissect myself, and guys, career talaga, I'm really doing a lot of inner work, which I'm continuously doing. Mali eh. Whatever that was, whoever that was, my old me, unacceptable. And mali talaga. Really, as I rewatched that snippet and replayed it over my head, and a lot of the times I'm like, why didn't they just show everything? Why didn't they show my whole, you know, all the stories para people could actually get better context than just that snippet? I realized it doesn't matter. I still said it, I still posted it, I still did it, I still cursed and all that, and I have no one else to blame but myself, right? I was so careless, stupid, thoughtless, and very insensitive. Seriously, in all honesty, if I didn't know me, and if I didn't know all that I posted, and I didn't know my intentions for that day, guys, I'm with you. I would be pissed at me too. I would hate me too. I mean, like, you guys are so valid for feeling that way, and I'm so sorry. I really apologize for that. Even if during that time, let's make that clear, in my mind, all I saw kasi was violators, and parang nabulag ako eh. You know, I was so caught up in my frustration, I was so caught up with my emotions, and in my head, it was just violators. I didn't think about anything else, but they were violating. And now that, you know, in hindsight, I realized it doesn't matter. I was still wrong. I was still wrong for what I did. And for the record, I'm not trying to lessen any accountability, because I know at the end of the day, I was really the one that was wrong. But I hope naman sana you guys also take time to look at my IG feed. In fact, I've spoken to, you know, a few people who messaged me and reached out to me. And, you know, some people pa nga weren't even my followers, but they bashed me, but then half bashed and medyo sensible kausap. So I actually responded and I said, you know, I'm so sorry for everything, and I'm so so sorry for the hurtful words I said, did, but I really didn't have that intention to hurt people. I was just really so frustrated, I guess. No, I was really frustrated. It's not even I guess. But sana naman, I hope you guys also can somehow take time naman out also to look at my feed and look at the consistency and the story behind just that one snippet that was extracted from my feed. And see naman that kahit paano, I was naman, what I did was really wrong and that post was really wrong, but everything else naman that I did post naman was really, out of concern, and I think I was just so obsessed with the frontliners and I was so awat with the frontliners being out there, risking their lives, saving other lives, that I really failed to look at everyone else. I mean, I didn't think about really what everyone else was going through. And I overlooked the struggles that, some people were just trying to get by. And mali. I should have really, really took time to figure that out and even ask that question, why? Why are they out? Why are these people getting arrested? Why are they even risking also their lives from getting COVID or whatever, right? At that time, I admit, mali talaga ako. I didn't see it. I didn't check my privilege. I didn't try to understand what they could possibly be going through because I got caught up in my own emotions. And I'm sorry. I mean, in hindsight, I should have been more understanding. I should have been more compassionate. I should have been more sensitive to the plight of others. And really, at the end of the day, lesson learned, I just need to practice non-judgment. Who am I to judge and criticize anyone, violator or not? Who cares? It doesn't matter. The fact is that I should have tried to put myself in their shoes that, okay, why are they violating? Okay, maybe they're violating because they have to go to work nga, which thank you for pointing that out. Maybe they're violating because, they have so many mouths to feed. Maybe their wife is sick. They have to, there's just so many things that I failed to see. Shucks, maybe because their boss is making them go to work and no work, no pay. And I was not thinking. Mali talaga. Honestly, I also forgot to really think about that. What if some of them were out there and then they got arrested, but yun pala, they don't even know that we were on quarantine or they didn't have a cell phone to check, and that's my mistake. That's really something that I really, really feel horrible about. I'm sorry. I'm really, really, really sorry for overlooking all these things and not being more sensitive. I'm so sorry. I don't think there's really anything I can say, and I can't obviously take words back, but I'm so embarrassed with myself. I mean, I'm ashamed of what I did and I really feel bad, and I'm terrible. A terrible experience for all of us. I mean, pampabigat rin ako sa lahat ng tao. I mean, naghihirap na nga, tapos I'm there judging and criticizing pa, and wala akong natulong during that time for that. I mean, for that really, I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Ay, nako. But yeah, I hope you guys know that I would never, never, ever try to undermine anyone. I would never want anyone to feel small, regardless of what bad they did in the world. I mean, who am I to judge? I'm a sinner also, diba? But at the end of the day, I'm very much aware and much more mindful, and I've really learned my lesson with this to be more sensitive, compassionate, understanding, and really taking time out to really think about others before judging and before saying anything. This is actually my rule to myself now. If I have no value added to a certain situation, or if my comment cannot make the situation any better or change things, you know what? I'm just gonna... That's the best thing I can do for myself and for everyone also, diba? Yeah, so there. Lastly, I want to also apologize for my behavior in that video. But what's also very bothersome and some realization that hit me during, this time of really figuring myself out is my language. It's sad, but at least maagapan pa. And it's a crazy realization that I've been actually using foul language as an expression for so long, even in front of my kids, only because I know that they won't say it and they know it's a bad word. And I always felt that, okay, anyways, they know it's bad, so I have the license to use it and say it. And I'm so grateful and thankful that several of my followers actually messaged me saying, Kat, you know, so we're so disappointed with what you did, but at the same time, we get you because we've been following you for so long and we understand how you get so intense and like, you know, you go bananas on things sometimes and mali ka talaga sa ginawa mo. But at the same time, na-shock rin yung mga anak namin sa language mo. Now, even as an expression, I'm gonna really try to avoid, and I've been practicing it talaga to use proper words and no more foul language. But yeah, a few mentioned to me and said, you know, my kids watch you. My kids, not only me, but we watch you together. We look up to you. And she said, bakit si Tita Kat? Galit, nagmumura, di ba bad yun? And, you know, I guess I'm so caught up in my world and I'm so used to my normal, my old normal, that these are things that I didn't see. I didn't see what was wrong within myself. I didn't see what I was doing as something wrong. In a weird way, I'm kind of glad that it kind of happened. Sadly, it happened this way, but I guess this is the only way for me to really wake up and snap out of it and get off my freaking high horse and realize, hey, stop doing what you're doing and you need to change for the better because you're on social media. Everything that you post is seen by a lot of other people, and I wasn't mindful. I wasn't using my platform properly, sadly, right? And I forgot that there were actually kids, young kids that weren't my own children watching me. I don't want to be that tita cursing. I don't want to be that example, right? You know, I think I've lived my life long enough to be that example of what not to do. That siguro naman, kaya pa naman magbago, diba? I'm actually turning 40 this year. That's another realization. And I have 3 kids. My eldest is going to college na this year. I can't believe I'm still doing stupid things like this. And getting myself into mess, you know. It's so funny. It's a little side kwento, but I remember my Yaya Sita before. My Yaya Sita growing up, when we were still living in the States, she would always tell me, actually, and people, na, ay nako, sikat, ganyan talaga yan, walang mangyayari dyan. Lumalaki yan ng paurong, which meant I'm growing older, age-wise, but I'm becoming less mature. And I'm regressing. So it really brought so many memories back into my head, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be that person. I'm turning 40, yeah, fine, but I want to age gracefully, and I need to change my ways. I need to do better. I need to be better. And in a weird way, this was a blessing in disguise. Number 1, I got to really look at myself and realize that I need to become the change that I want to see in this world, right? I can't just say, okay, I want this to happen. I want this, sana ganyan, ganyan. Tapos yun pala, ako palang may problema. Number 2, I want to thank, number 1, my family and all that for being there. They're always there naman. And that's gonna be a different, I'll do another video for that. But then people who reached out to me, there were some that were half bashing me, ha? And okay, the ones that were bashing me, I didn't even bother reading. Mali nga, at the start, I deleted the messages, pero I want to check it nga now and reread it again. I haven't read Twitter, it's too long. I'm gonna do it eventually, and a lot of people were emailing me. But the reason why I want to discuss this is that I actually want to thank my followers, the people who have been following me for a while, who actually called me out on my SHIT, right? And, you know, though they were still very supportive naman, but they also said, hey, you know, you're out of line there, mali ka dyan. When I explained naman and I apologized, and they're like, yeah, you know, make mistakes again, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that very constructive dialogue, and in fact, even with the ones that were half bashing me, I even answered, and even if they were fighting me at first and giving me constructive criticism, we would end the conversation good. And I mean, I think naman that it became fruitful, and kahit papano, gumaan na rin yung loob nila sa akin, and they didn't see me anymore as a, you know, it's crazy girl, you know, getting mad at all these people. This most painful, challenging experience of my life has somehow miraculously turned into such a great life lesson that I actually appreciate, because I see the world now with a different lens. I actually communicate with people now. I realize that, shucks, you know, I was sucked into that online world for so long that I had forgotten so many things. No, I did neglect a lot of things because I was so involved with the online world that I forgot what life was like offline. And this whole incident, plus, you know, me really trying to figure out what lessons I needed to learn from this, you know, I refuse to see it as just something bad happening. No, you know, I know these mistakes happen, Yeah, I feel like SHIT at some points in my life, but I know at the end of the day, it happens because there's a purpose. And that purpose is really for me to learn and figure things out. There's lessons that God wants me to take in so that I can actually move on to the next chapter and be able to handle that, right? And the reason why it's taken me so long to actually come back out and talk to everyone is because, you know, I couldn't just come back and like pretend nothing happened. These are lives that we're talking about. These are people's feelings. And with what I did, I know that I hurt so many people. I'm not gonna just come back, pretend nothing happened, sweep other things under the rug and just do good and okay na yon. No, you know, I really needed to look deep within me and try to understand, what did I do wrong? How did I hurt these people? Why did I hurt these people? I realized words are so powerful. They're actually even more powerful than slapping someone in the face because your body heals faster than your mind. And these are things that I realized along the way. And you know what, guys? I'm really sorry. I don't know. I've learned so much from this and I'm continuing to learn. And I'm realizing that, and I want you guys also to know that mistakes, no matter how bad, how deep they are, don't let it define you. Instead, I mean, it happens to us, it happens to me, it happens to all of us because they're there because we're supposed to become better, grow, and do better and do more to help people and help yourself, you know? And at this point in my life, let's make this clear, I'm not gonna be back on social media like how I used to. Definitely this year, I wanna spend with my family because I never really had that much time with them. Fully, like, I would be there, but I'm on my phone. And that, you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna talk about that in another video. It's kind of disgusting. Like, I was telling my husband the other day, I was like, oh my God, you know, now that I'm off my phone for so long, I realize how much time I spent on it. And I was Instagramming everything. Like, you know, I'd be in a meeting, which, guys, I'm so sorry that I take Instagrams and whatever, and I was missing out in so many things. And half the day, I don't remember anymore, but they're on my Instagram stories, which is gone anyway because it's gone after 24 hours. No? And kawawa naman the people I'm around, right? I wasn't able to give them my full undivided attention. And I think it's also another great learning. My inbox has been overflowing with messages and I didn't realize, guys, you guys miss me pala. I'm gonna answer that actually after I do this video. I'm gonna try to reconnect with some of you because I've been so busy, you know, working on myself, which I'll make kwento soon. I just want to thank you guys because, you know, without this happening, I wouldn't have seen myself and pushed myself to do better and be better. But at the same time, without your messages of encouragement or even the people just trying to see where I was coming from and analyze, it would be hard for me to move forward. You get it? Because at some point, you feel like, oh my God, my world is crumbling. Everyone hates me, you know, it's tough. But thanks to you guys and of course a very strong family support group and friends. Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for watching. I hope kahit papano I was able to leave you some peace. I just want to continue spreading love and I know na better. We learned this golden rule when we were young. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. So I guess that's my parting words for today. I'm gonna do another video. They allowed na. I made paalam to my eldest, who never wants to be on video, said, yeah, Mom, I actually want to be on your video and I want to share also what I learned because she was the most affected, ha? Like, ay, nako. My husband's like, whatever, I'm so used to like all these things. Even if I'm not on social media, all these problems, these are all temporary. And you know what? We all have our problems. We all go through our personal struggles. But at the end of the day, that's life. Live, you learn, you know better, you do better. It's as simple as that. I'm sure that after this video, there will still be some people who want to say stuff to me, good or bad or whatever. And I'm so open. And if it's something negative, especially, and you just need to let it out and tell me, don't na lang write on my space, on my Instagram or whatever. You know what you do? DM me and let's Zoom. I'll schedule a Zoom call with you. I'll schedule a FaceTime with you. I'll give you my number and talk to me. You know, tell me what you want to say. If you still hate me after that, that's up to you now. But at least you know that my lines are open. I'm all about moving forward and I'm all about doing things productively and constructively. And I just want peace, guys. I don't want to fight anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want to be remembered as a girl who was hating on people and cursing people and stuff like that. I'm so sorry. I'm really so sorry. But instead, you know, reach out to me and I will totally explain myself and tell you anything you need to hear from me because I'm so open. I'm so transparent. Lahat sinashare ko. Wala akong tinatago, which is pretty much why, like, I'm really not so affected when people start targeting or saying stuff about me. But I get affected when people say things and target other people because wala naman silang kinalaman sa akin eh. Kung may kagagawan ako, kung may kasalanan ako, don't involve my family, my kids, my friend, you know, people I know. Nakakahiya. Diba? Imagine if I start calling like your family members, you do something wrong to me, I start calling your family members and it's kind of weird, right? So for me, ako yung may kasalanan. Crucify me! I'm here and I'm ready to talk anytime. Just let me know. I'm gonna be rambling for a long time, so I'm gonna cut it here. And I will do another video also and share naman the learnings, no? I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Again, guys, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean talaga to offend people. And I will truly help whoever I can, whatever capacity I have. Love you. All of you.